Alrighty, everybody, welcome to Casual Sports Talk Podcast, MLB American League Midseason Edition. And now we got a gentleman right now who was surprised if I told you 2 years ago that the Tigers would be #1 in the American League. Here's Douglas.
Yo, speak for yourself, Stu. There was no surprise here. Team was built through the draft. They were built the right way from the ground up. We had faith that the day was coming. Now, finally, we have a elite team again, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful to be a Detroit sports fan again, Stu. Yes. It is beautiful.
It's like, wait a minute, you're not in the basement no more?
You know, not even in the basement. Best record in the league.
Best record in the American League. That's the crazy part about that.
I think the entire MLB, unless the
best,
Dodgers.
well, tied with the best record overall.
Are they the best?
Tied with the Dodgers, bro, who are
they're both
like have a higher GDP than
and
some
32.
Islands, right?
Yeah, tied with the Dodgers.
It's pretty special what they're doing, man. I don't know if you guys watched Tariq Skubal on Sunday Night Baseball.
13 strikeouts.
1 hit, 7 innings. Like, he had a no-hitter going through 5. He struck out 7 of the first 8 batters.
Unreal.
Like, the dude was unhittable, man. Like, because, yeah, he's real special. He should be favored to win another Cy Young.
Yeah, right now he is the favorite to win the AL Cy Young. Oh, yeah.
Yes, indeed.
And then Hunter Brown, whoever that is from the Astros, in second place.
I mean, they're heating up, man. But I feel really bad. I texted early on in the baseball season that Skubal, I'm like, dude, he doesn't look the same. And he has far exceeded my expectations since. Like, he started the season just a tad rough. But, man, oh, man, is he on a tear right now.
Yes, a tear indeed. And now we got a gentleman right over here who's hoping that the Guardians can get to the Galaxy in the postseason. Here's Chris.
I mean, right now, yeah, it's not looking too good. We're 2 games under 500. We'll have to have a magical. I'm not sure when the All-Star game is. What, a couple weeks, 3 weeks?
Yeah, I think we're in the midpoint, so I think the All-Star might be in 2 weeks from now.
2 weeks, nice. But yeah, the Indians, the Guardians, what have you. They'll have to have a magical second half of the season to even make possibly a wild card spot.
Yes.
Well, you were saying that they had one of the MVP frontrunners, though, right?
Jose Ramirez, 3rd place right now for the
AL MVP. We kept him.
Do you guys still have Shane Bieber? Or did he go somewhere else?
I think he's injured. I think he Tommy John surgery for this season.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, he's out for the season.
Oh man, that stinks. But anyway,
can I introduce you real quick, Stu?
Yep.
All right, we got the man who thinks that July 1st should be National Bobby Bonilla Day.
Bobby Bonilla Day. Dun, dun,
Bobby
dun,
Bonilla
dun, dun, dun. Let's go. Yes, today on this recording is July 1st, and every year until 2035, it is Bobby Bonilla Day. I even texted this group. I'm like, it's Bobby Bonilla Day, everybody, baby.
Bonilla or Bonito?
I think it's Bonita.
I trust Stu. He texts every year on this day. It's an amazing.
I text every year on this day. I'm like, so it's like, wait a minute.
Yeah, Bobby Bonilla, Bonilla. So I assume, little Spanish, Bonilla, I would assume.
Yeah, yes. One thing that I do respect, I love that the Mets are kind of jumping in on it and like kind of just finding it funny at this point. Because I don't know, man. Like, you're paying this dude. He was only owed $5 million, and they thought apparently that they were going to hit like a ton of money because I guess they were tied up with was it Bernie Madoff? Maybe they were like tied up in like one of those schemes.
Yeah. So Bernie Madoff helps that contract, and yes, a great man who did nothing later in life to to do insurance fraud on elderly or Kevin Bacon.
Yeah. So he is part of the story, though, of how we got this weird contract, from what I understand, because they thought they were going to make so much money from that scheme that they would just it would be $25 million in the future, felt like less than $5 million up front. And so they deferred it all. But I guess there's guys like Ohtani, too. Did you guys know he's making $680 million of his $700 million in 10 years in 2035? Like, he's only making $2 million a year for the next 10 years, and then he starts getting paid big time.
I mean, it's even crazy when they did the GQ top 10 things that Shohei Ohtani had. It was just baseball stuff. It was literally not like, here's my jewelry, here's my ring. It's just like, here's my glove, here's my specialty. It's all like baseball.
I mean, maybe that's good for him, so he doesn't have to buy, flashy things, not all materialistic,
I respect that, man. He's a man that's doing what he loves.
Yes, and I will say this. Did you like when I sent the video of urinating tree doing the Bobby Bonilla day? That video is 8 years old, and it's still relevant as always.
Sorry, sir, I didn't watch it.
Boo! Boo!
Doug, how was it? Did you watch it?
I mean, I put on part of it. I didn't watch the whole thing.
Where's the point? Dun, 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 dun. But anyway, gentlemen, we should talk about what is your thoughts about this American League division right now, who's been interesting because, like I said, if I told you, Douglas, July 4th, 2024, that the Tigers were going to be trash, when they were trash, that they were going to make the playoffs, win a playoff game.
Stuart, you already answered this question earlier.
Well,
you believed it?
I would have believed a lot more that this year they would have been good. Last year they made the playoffs, like nobody saw that coming. Like, I mean, I'd be lying if we said we're sitting there with a 0.1% chance. If you said yes, you will still make it. I'd be like, yeah, right, dude. Like, we're clearly not. Yeah. But it took kind of a collapse by Minnesota too. It wasn't just us. I mean, we were the hottest team in baseball. Great series last year with Cleveland too. I think we lost it in 5 games.
Yes, you lost in 5 games, and it's crazy. I think the stats said it. You had a 0.05% of making a postseason.
Exactly.
That is crazy.
Run, man, and they were so close. They went up on Cleveland. They almost made the ALCS against the Yankees. Wasn't meant to be, but this year it kind of feels more meant to be.
Yeah. And also, Christopher, what is your thoughts about this MLB season right now?
Right now, I don't. I mean, obviously, Cleveland fan, so I'm a Guardians fan. I honestly, the way the Guardians are playing, I mean, right now they're second place in their Central Division, but that doesn't mean anything because you have to make the wild card. I mean, we'll probably make a good run. I think we will make the playoffs, but we'll probably lose in the first round where we play the Yankees or the Tigers or even the Astros. I don't see the Guardians making a good run. But yeah, I'm excited for the Tigers for sure. I'm just scared of the Yankees as well. So yes. I would love to see the Tigers, Yankees, ALCS, American League Championship Series.
I mean, well, that's the thing too. I mean, everybody's saying the Yankees are still the favorite to make the World Series. They have the best overall roster. So hopefully, like a team like the Tigers make a move. They might need a new third baseman from what I'm understanding, or hopefully we do something to maybe be a little bit more competitive. But they got some players, man. Riley Green, Javier Baez is having a resurgence, which has been super fun. Like we thought he was going to get cut last year, and now he's
a baseman.
Yeah, now he's leading for the All-Star vote. Like I think he was top 3 in the outfield.
Yeah,
that's how I know Javier Baez. I'm like, who's this guy being a top All-Star go-getter from the Detroit Tigers? So heck yeah,
wasn't there like a story where Baez was almost going to go to AAA, and now he's like making the All-Star?
Oh, yeah. I mean, he was pretty rough last year. Like, he was kind of honestly getting pretty consistently booed because we gave him a lot of money. And, like, honestly, he way underachieved for, like, 4 years. And everybody's like, dude, because when I was I went to, like, a couple of meetings for the Tigers, like, a few years back, and they were talking about the future, like, a couple of dinners, and they were, like, thinking that we were going to get Carlos Carrera at the time, who is, like, an all-star level player from Houston. But he
was with the Astros, yeah.
Yeah, and then he went to Minnesota. And so we thought that we were going to get that guy, and we were all so excited. And then we got Javier Baez. I'm like, all right, like that should be a good thing. And then he just fell off a cliff, and he did not hit. We paid him like $120 million to basically be not even a replacement, like get a negative WAR, which means he was literally worse than a replacement, like an average replacement level player.
Yeah, like it was getting bad where he might have gone. But anyway, we should probably talk about the 16 teams. Wasn't there 16, if I believe correctly? 16 teams in the American League where we'll discuss. We'll go from the worst.
We can always talk about the top go-getters. I mean, there's not much to talk about the White Sox, you know.
Oh!
I mean, yeah, we can keep that one quick. They're better than last year.
Yeah, they are better than last year. Last year, they were pretty much trash. They had the worst record.
Pretty much trash, historically trash.
Historically trash, and they're still trash. You know, there's a fun fact.
41 wins last year for the White Sox, 121 losses.
Yeah, they have 28 wins right now? Record. That was crazy.
Yeah, there's a crazy stat. So apparently, I didn't realize this. So when I was listening to the Dumpster Fire podcast, apparently, since the White Sox are bad this year, And last year, they can only get as high. The lowest seed they can get in the draft is 11th because they're a major market team.
So the lowest draft seed they can get is number 11.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's terrible.
Yeah. So they might be just sucking for a long time.
I can't say that. Like, don't they do a lottery with MLB?
Yes, they do the lottery, but like I said, it's not.
Well, because Chicago's a major market that plays a role into their draft seeding.
Yeah.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're in a bad like spot.
I mean, but hey, like you said, Stuart, they're doing better this year than they were last year.
Yes, 28-56. I mean,
Progress.
Yay. The ERA 3.38. Great job.
3.38 is a good ERA.
I mean, it is a good ERA.
Yeah.
I would take that on the Tigers.
Yeah.
You would take that over the Tigers?
Well, no, not over the Tigers. I mean, Skubal's got like a 1 point something, but you don't take anybody over Tariq Skubal and what's his name? I can't even think where Casey Mize has been real nice too, I believe.
But I mean, the most notable thing about this year is that the Pope is a White Sox fan. That's the only notable thing about this season.
There you go. I think that's a good way to do it, Stu. Just hit one like kind of highlight of some of these garbage teams. Like, I mean, this is a team that didn't they win a random World Series in like 2004 or 2005?
2005, and guess who's there at 2005?
The Pope.
The Pope was there.
Pope Leo, let's go.
But
amazing.
And I still laugh at the one time when when ABC News was talking about the Pope and they had the new Pope and he's like a White Sox fan. He's like, yes, he's a White Sox fan, so he understands suffering.
Valid. You know, one thing though that they do have, they have a World Series a lot more recently than the Guardians or the Tigers.
That's right.
I think the Tigers was 1984.
1984.
When was the last Guardians one? You guys didn't win one in the 90s either, did you? You were so close. 3-1 lead in 2016.
Yeah, we blew a 3-1 lead. We unfortunately
the Tigers made it a few times too, and then they got swept and they just got destroyed every time they made it. It was such a shame.
I will say my stepfather went to that 2011 World Series, and when they got swept and they lost badly, he was like, man, I feel like my money got fleeced watching that game.
When I was in Arizona, the Diamondbacks made the World Series, and like a bunch of my coworkers went, and they were so mad because I think it was the game that they just got smacked by Texas. Like they like got beat 9-1, and like, dude, what a waste! Like no energy, just absolutely abysmal game.
You feel like they just fleeced your money. They're just like, here's your money, bye.
That's how Lions fans had to feel this last year too. People were paying like $4,000 to watch them just kind of get blown out. Like, can you imagine what a bad feeling?
Yeah, what a terrible investment of a
I will
$4,000
say
ticket.
this before we go. We got an interesting thing, gentlemen, and I have to show you this on July 4th. We got to watch this important game. Guess who's going to play against each other?
I think you're going to say the White Sox and the Colorado Rockies.
The top left, Stu, you already passed it.
Oh, the top left right here. Colorado Rockies.
Oh, I called it, Stu.
Yes! Oh my God!
Cleveland Guardians. Let's go.
Yes! Who would you? Oh my God! How much do you think? Can we look for tickets? How much do you think tickets for this game is?
Well, I mean, I assume the Colorado, they're going to have some fireworks after the games for their fans. I don't know. Did you click on the tickets, Stuart?
Yes, I'm looking at the tickets right now.
Why are we not seeing them?
Oh, I don't. Oh, sorry. I will. I will. Unfortunately, because we are a bunch of I'm a hack fraud at this thing. So I am looking for the Colorado tickets sales. Let's go. Screenshot. So for the low price.
Nice.
$67.
Sir, I told you it's July 4th weekend.
But
we're going to want to watch fireworks.
Have you ever been to somebody that's been to a baseball game at Coors Field? I would absolutely pay $67 to go to Coors Field on a July 4th.
Sir, it's not about the teams that are playing; it's about the ambiance. Like I say,
it's literally just imagine fireworks, the Rocky Mountains, Like literally fireworks, the Rocky Mountains, and some Coors beer, bro.
Yeah, so I don't think
overpriced Coors beer. Good job. Like a $20 Coors.
It's about the vibes, bro. It's about the vibes.
Yes, I want to pay like a $15 Coors beer light and watch this garbage.
Sure, that has nothing to do with the ticket price. That has nothing to do with the ticket price.
This one could wait till next week, but did you guys see the Ryan Festival that they had at Ryan Field? No. So they set a record for the most people with the same name attending the same baseball game.
Oh, that's awesome.
There was a bunch of people named Ryan, and they all showed up to the field. And I think there was like, and they all had to like wear special name tags and that said, "Hi, my name is Ryan," and they had to do like, and then you could petition to change your name to Ryan with a waiver. It was a whole thing, and they set the record for him. So
nice. So you guys want to move away from the Chicago White Sox onto the next team?
Yes, on to the next team.
If we're gonna be taking 5 minutes for each team,
yeah, I don't got time for all that.
Yes. So the next one, we should talk about the Oakland A's, who still is terrible.
Yeah, move to Vegas, get it over with.
Yeah, honestly, hey, they just broke ground on the field area or the property in Vegas for the Las Vegas Athletics.
Oh, that's sweet. I mean, I would definitely go to a baseball game. Like I would. Well, it'd suck in the summer. Hopefully, it's a dome.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like it's just okay. I remember we talked about it last year when we talked about the Oakland A's, and it's just like it just stinks that Oakland just lost all their sports teams. There's no more Oakland. Yeah, it's crazy. They went from 3-0 in the past like 25 years.
So was it ownership or was it the amount of fans attending the games, or what was the main reason?
Ownership. Ownership.
Okay.
Cheap ownership, not caring for the team.
So is it going to be the same ownership when they were in Oakland as they are in Las Vegas?
Yes.
So maybe it's not ownership. Maybe ownership saw that fans weren't attending. They weren't making money
because the team sucks.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, how are you gonna be?
The chicken or the eggs, dude? Which one is
I mean, was when Art Modell moved the Browns to Baltimore? It was like,
well, I mean,
wow.
so when the Tigers sucks, dude. You saw how empty that stadium was, so it's like I don't know. It's kind of hard. It's like,
well, I mean, when
like a bad team, because there are times when bad teams can get a lot of fans.
Yeah, but I will say this, Christopher. Was it Art Modell? Wow, Art Modell was a genius because Cleveland, man, those Cleveland Browns never cared about their fan, never cared about the team. Got to move them. I mean, am I not wrong?
So the Cleveland Browns relocated to Baltimore in 1995 due to a combination of factors, primarily financial concerns and the desire for a new stadium. So it seems like there must have been a rift with City of Cleveland and the Modells not wanting to afford a new stadium.
I mean, you know what I always say in Cleveland, it's a good Raven.
Yeah, lack of commitment from the city of Cleveland to build a new stadium.
But I feel like, okay, this is why I get like frustrated with the ownership, these billionaire owners right now. And I will go on my same rant as always, is I feel like these like billionaire owners who are making a ton of money, but yet they want the city to pay 100% for the new stadium.
I mean, it's not always 100%, but it's a good chunk.
It's mostly they want 100%.
Yeah, I mean, that's the hard thing with like just we can go on a whole capitalism like discussion, but like I feel like that's just the problem is like all they're seeing is money.
Yeah, and it doesn't really help out.
They hold all the power. I mean, they have all the power to do whatever they want, and so I mean, they're going to find a city that's willing to pay more taxes. If they see that opportunity and it's another $100 million for them,
yeah,
then like people,
And I feel like the problem is, I feel like it's not like it's going to be financially helpful for the city if you build a new stadium. To be honest with you, I mean, if it's like baseball, for instance, and it's like a Tigers, like you're not going to go unless you're a hardcore, like you're not going to go to a new stadium to like watch the Tigers if traveling along.
Well, I mean, if it's in downtown Detroit, you're
only going to get locals.
That's fine. Like that's what you need. Though you need people out in the community and buying stuff and involved. And Chris, a few years ago, we went to a game and remember, Chris, we went on the People Mover all around Detroit, and we got some food and some random bars, and
yeah.
It was just a vibe. We did the whole city.
But I think sometimes baseball ownership is thinking, wow, if we just move this to LA, the Yankees fans are going to come and watch a game. They're going to all these. And most likely they're not. Unless it's
unless you're in Las Vegas, because in Vegas, people will travel for you can get a flight for $50 and go watch the Tigers.
Yeah. But it's you're not going to go travel and watch a lot of games. You're not going to go to Minnesota and watch the Tigers. You know what I mean?
Well, there's a reason that baseball attendance index is in 5,000-6,000 people.
As a Cleveland Guardians fan, I'm not going to follow a team around and go to a different stadium.
Yeah, and I think...
And maybe if I had the money and the time off, maybe, yeah, but
Yeah.
Isn't that every sport, though? You get a majority of people that are home locals. What sport is drawing in a huge away fan base?
Yeah.
In the NFL games, the Lions are the ones controlling their stadium. It's all Lions fans. We don't want it to be all Cowboys fans. That would suck to see it. Go Cowboys. No, this is our stadium. We want the tickets. So it's a home field advantage, Stu.
Yeah.
And plus, I do feel like granted, the stadium does help, but I don't think it really helps the city economy super.
No, the stadiums definitely help the city because they bring in so much. You have people staying at hotels. You have people going to restaurants and bars like Doug.
Yeah, but there's not a lot of people that are going to go to hotels and go to, it's all locals. If you're a Tigers fan, you're a local or you're
So I guarantee you, if you looked up so say for Detroit, for example, if you looked up whatever hotels in downtown Detroit on a non-home game for the Tigers compared to a home game for the Tigers, the price would be substantially more increased for a home game.
Because even though I lived in Michigan, we still literally went to that Red Wings game and we got a hotel room. we were local. We got a hotel room.
But, that might be you, but I feel majority of people are not. If that kind of makes sense.
No, it does make sense. But I think it's you might get.
But I feel I just hate it when it's ownership. I want the city to pay for it when it's Detroit is suffering economically, and then it's I want the taxpayer to pay 100% for new.
What if it's entertainment? What if they're paying for entertainment? Something to take their minds off sports.
But I just feel that's why I get frustrated when it's ownership. They can build a new stadium if they wanted to.
They could, but they also work with the city because the city's generating revenue and profits. That's why oh, hey, city of Brook Park, where the new Cleveland Browns stadium is going to be. So yeah, we want you to chip in because we're going to bring so much money to the city of Brook Park, Ohio.
So Stu, if I told you I would give you a job, but in one job in one city, I'm going to pay half your rent, and in the other city, I'm going to say you got to pay all your rent. Which city would you live in?
I'd pay for the half, but I feel but the problem is, I just feel okay. Here's what I'd say in my defense. It's it's not okay where I'm okay, I'm doing okay, but I'm not struggling. These people are billionaires.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's how they stay billionaires, by not paying in full.
Yeah.
And negotiating.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's the same thing. If you could take this so much further into politics and different people that take advantage of the tax system to get their names on buildings and stuff. And then
let's be honest. If the Ford family moved Detroit, the Lions, or like I said, or they moved the Tigers, because the ownership the city wouldn't do 100%, would you be mad?
Depends on where they moved it to.
If they moved, if they're we're moving it far away, we're moving it to.
Oh yeah, if the Lions move cities, I'd be heartbroken. I'm not saying that the fans don't suffer. I'm just saying it's billionaires wanting more money is all that it is.
Yeah,
I think we're saying the same thing.
I feel the fans suffer from that. Like I said.
Oh, the fans will suffer a ton. But
billionaires don't care about a couple thousand fans though. They care about the over down.
That's the thing. If they're seeing $100 million or an upset market that I don't live in anymore, they're kind of whatever.
Yeah, I will always say Marva Ford would not be upset if they moved the Lions. She would not care. She'd be like,
well, I think she would care. Her dad was born and raised in Dearborn. There's a reason that they're in Michigan because they're the Ford family from Ford, Detroit, Michigan.
Yeah,
American made. Let's go.
I feel the Ford family is one of the rare exceptions where they truly would care because they're so ingrained with the state and the city. Jerry Jones might not care that much. He'd probably go out to, I don't know, Austin, Texas, if it got him more money or a bigger stadium. He might keep it in Texas, but I don't think he would have to have it in Arlington.
But Is there any thoughts before about the Oakland A's? I mean, sucking.
I mean, we got off tangent there. We could probably skip a few teams here and then jump up to the top
Well, so
team.
something we just did with the kids that was fun. Maybe we do just every team, but like a 3-second thought. Like literally, first thing that comes to your mind, shout it out, and then just move on from the team.
Yeah, we can focus on the top teams that should or could be making the playoffs.
Yeah,
I
like
mean,
Baltimore.
we can talk about one team that I feel like should be making the postseason, but they've been trash. The Baltimore Orioles. Oh my God.
Yeah.
What has happened?
Disappointment. I think that's all we have to say here. Underachievers.
Yeah. I mean, they have Adley Rutschman, and then they also have the other guy. I think he's the catcher. No, Adley Rutschman is the catcher. Then
they have Holiday, right?
No, I don't know, but yeah, like you said, keyword underperformers.
Them and Atlanta, the 2 underperformers of the year.
Gunnar Henderson, that's it. Gunnar Henderson.
Oh, Gunnar, dude,
Yeah.
what a stud!
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is crazy to think they made a postseason last year. Now they're like the bottom 3 of the American League.
You know, Boston Bruins fell off in hockey. It happens.
I mean, well, yeah, because of the boys' club. But let's be honest. But what would? Oh my God! How do you feel if you're an Orioles fan? It's like, man,
I feel like we're getting into a full discussion on them again.
I think if I was a Baltimore Orioles fan, I would say, man, these underachievers just aren't getting it done.
Like, how disappointing. I thought we'd be a World Series contender. This
yeah, like literally, I thought they were going to be a World Series contender. I probably would have picked them to make the postseason. And now it's like, nope. They just choked.
They choked.
Dude, honestly, speaking about underperformers, these Kansas City Royals, Bobby Witt Jr. should be an MVP go-getter. And I feel like the Royals, I don't know if it's who else is on their team, but yeah, vote Bobby right there. Exactly.
I mean, honestly, I feel like the whole American League Central is semi-underperforming other than the Tigers. Like, everybody's 500 or a little bit worse.
I mean, to be fair, like even the Guardians are like 10 below the Tigers right now.
Honestly, I think the Tigers
11.5. 2 games.
I'll say the Tigers have an 11.5 lead. Like an 11.5 lead going into the All-Star break sounds insane.
Yeah. Like,
honestly, if you guys don't win the division, you guys have the biggest lead out of any division leader right now in the league. So
yeah,
it would be a historic collapse for sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say a knock on wood. It would not be good in the eyes of the
Cleveland's in second place with a losing record. Like, that's not good.
Yeah,
we can't lose that division.
I will say that it would be historical. Mark my words. We will talk about the Tigers in the postseason in September when we're talking a little bit about baseball in the NFL season.
So, random question, I guess. Royals, do you trade an absolutely elite player like Bobby Witt if you kind of don't think you're going anywhere? Just get a haul of draft picks, or you just kind of this down here and you rebuild around this guy still?
Yeah. Well, it depends. I don't know how old Bobby Witt is. I mean, I assume he's still young, right?
I think he's like 23, 24. Like, I think he's like really young.
Okay, so yeah, I would just try to build around him. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think he is much better than him.
Yeah, I would. Like I said, I think he was like before the season started, he was a top projected to be in like the AL MVP right next to Aaron Judge. I'm not sure if he's close to being there. Oh, he's 4th right now. Aaron Judge, Cal Raleigh from the Mariners, Jose Ramirez from the Guardians, and then Bobby Witt Jr. with the Royals. So yeah, they have a top guy. I feel like don't trade him. Just build a.
Well, he just turned 25 a couple of weeks ago, so it's like if you did trade him, it would have to be like an elite haul that probably wouldn't be worth it. It kind of feels like the Dallas Mavericks trading Luka. It's like why? You had one of the greatest players on the planet. Just keep him.
Yeah, honestly, I just think you just need to keep Bobby and then maybe blow everything else up if that kind of makes sense, or just.
And they're probably not far off. I mean, they're right around 500. It doesn't take much to get a bounce here, a bounce there. So
plus their pitching staff's not terrible. They have a 3.5 ERA, which, like we mentioned earlier, a 3.1 whatever ERA is great, but it's not like their pitching staff's bad. Maybe they keep playing the Tigers and keep losing.
I mean, I hope that this doesn't turn into like it might be our next team in the Angels. I hope it doesn't turn into like a Mike Trout where it's like you just want to see him in the playoffs more, you know?
Or Shohei Ohtani with the Angels where he was like, yeah, this team's good, but
I mean, that's what's nice though. Ohtani got out where Trout's been loyal to the Angels for all these years, and we haven't gotten to see him in the biggest moments because of it. Where Ohtani's now won the World Series, so
he got a ring.
I hate when like legends get wasted on like put a championship team around them, get McDavid a cup, get some of these elite players. Meaningful playoff games.
I mean, you do know about legends getting wasted. Barry Sanders.
We've experienced it a time or two in Detroit, Stu, no doubt about it. I mean, Stu, that 2013 Tigers team, I will have nightmares about that team. Like, they had Miguel Cabrera in his prime. They had, Prince Fielder. They had, I think they had,
Verlander's on the team, right?
They had 5 Cy Young winners on that team, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
5 future Cy Young winners. They had Scherzer, Verlander, David Price, Doug Fisher, and there was somebody else that went on to win a Cy Young too. So it's like that team absolutely should have been a World Series. That was one of the best rosters I've seen that just wasted, bro. Miguel Cabrera didn't get a ring in Detroit, which is a shame. Just an all-around shame.
Cabrera played his entire career with the Tigers, yeah?
He won a World Series in Miami before he came to Detroit.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, they paid him a lot. I think they paid him up to his 40s, if I remember correctly. They paid him
a huge. It was definitely kind of like a Brad Marchand contract, if you will. I don't know if you guys saw the Panthers just paid him a 6-year contract, and he's 37.
Yeah, right. I saw. I was like, man, Marchand is getting up there in age. I can't believe they signed him.
6 years, dude, for $5 million a year, dude.
He did win a cup with them, so I
respect that move by Florida so much. It's good stuff.
But anyway, I will say for the Royals, unfortunately, the Kansas City Royals became the Kansas City Peasants. What? The bottom 4. Let's be honest, bottom 4 in the American League.
Yeah,
but they're not too far. I mean, it's only going the All-Star break, only halfway through the season. But I mean, the fight for the wild card is so close.
Yeah,
the Royals are only 5.5 games out. So,
I mean, okay. How about everyone has a shot except for maybe Atlanta and Chicago, the Athletics and Chicago.
Oh, I thought you said Atlanta. I was like, no, the Braves are doing pretty good.
I mean, that's fair, I guess. Baltimore is one of those teams that could get hot too. You just never know.
Yeah, if their talent was good,
I agree with you. Yeah, White Sox and Athletics, you can count them out.
Yeah, maybe Baltimore if I squint, but everyone else, I could see them making postseason if they get hot. Speaking of teams they're still on the outsider, the Minnesota Twins, a team that's your rival, Douglas.
Yeah, we just had a real nice series with them. I think we split it 2-2, if I'm not mistaken. It was a hard-fought little series, and they're solid, man. I mean, it was nice that I think we lost the first 2, and thankfully we kind of won the last 2 to kind of preserve the series. But I feel like they're one of those teams that are better than their record a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised to see them heat up a tad. They got Carlos Correa that I mentioned earlier. They got some nice pieces too. I think they could maybe put something together, maybe a trade for a player or 2 just to fill out some roster spots.
Talking about the Twins from the Twin Cities, Minneapolis and St. Paul. I mean, for a good 2-week stretch, they were in second place in the Central Division. The Guardians were falling behind. So I still feel like the Twins to make a move here.
Yeah, they won 11 straight games there at one point to really get back into the mix. So they got hot.
I mean, if you're looking at their June season, so it's been they got a couple wins, beat the Athletics, but the Athletics they did beat the lose to the Blue Jays series, lost to the Rangers series, lost to the Astros. Yeah, they've been getting kind of a stinky June right now.
Yeah, but like Doug said, they had 11-game win streak, which was very impressive.
Yeah, but still, I mean, will the Minnesota Twins? Will we talk about the Minnesota Twins in September?
No, probably not.
Nope.
No.
All right, enough said.
Just like would we talk about the Texas Rangers in
Ranger
September
Nation, baby? Look at that.
For them, I think it's lucky that they won the World Series because, I just think they've taken some swings and misses on these last couple of years, and they just haven't been healthy. So, kudos to them for getting their ring a couple of years ago, though.
I gotta say, I feel like the Rangers kind of went the Miami Marlins strategy of winning a World Series. They're like, all right, gentlemen, we won a World Series. Now we're trading all our players out. We don't care. Let someone else win the World Series now.
Well, I mean, and that's what the NBA seems to be doing too. Like now that there's like, like more tax restrictions and like all these different pieces, like you do see teams win it, then kind of blow it up. So like a team that's remarkable that we'll talk to in Texas in a minute is the Astros, man. Like how in the world the Astros have been good for this long? Like I feel like in the last 10 years they've been consistent elite team. Like Texas is more like a good season here and there. Where the Astros, man, the way they built, like it's crazy. They're sitting there second in the AL again, and they've won one or two World Series. I mean, granted there was a scandal, but like 10 plus years.
I mean, don't you want to put your trash can bongos ready?
Yeah, I mean, whatever. I mean, they did it. They shouldn't have done it. It worked out for the Tigers because they got the manager that was a part of that, I believe, in AJ Hinch. So like, it worked out for us.
Now, I mean, for the Rangers right now in the last month, so they have lost a lot of games. They lost the Rays. They win against the Nationals, but the Nationals are kind of okay. They did beat the White Sox. I mean, congratulations on being on the worst team in baseball.
I do have to mildly roast. Yes. I thought we're doing like a quick second on all these teams.
Yeah, let's not talk about the team's June success. it's 1 month out of a 6 month.
I mean, this is the closest of the last month. I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, we're already 30. I mean, sir, not to talk about time, but we're 36 minutes in. We still have to talk about like 10 more teams.
All right, we got 10 more teams.
I was gonna say I want to go play some zombies.
All right. We got to talk about your Guardians, Christopher. This is your team. This is your.
Real quick with the Guardians, the St. Louis Cardinals, they're pretty good. They're in playoff contention in the NL. And I bring up the Cardinals because this past weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it was St. Louis Cardinals in Cleveland taking on the Guardians. And at home, the Guardians got swept. For some reason, we can't really – and that was a series – if we took at least 2 out of 3 games against the Cardinals, like I said, Cardinals are on. They actually have a good season right now. The Cardinals. So if the Guardians would have took at least 2 out of 3, but instead we got swept at home, like man, that's terrible. Like there's always things that the Guardians are not doing well. I just wish that Terry Francona, my friends and I were talking about it the other day. Terry Francona, he retired from the Guardians last season, but then came right back in to be the manager of the Cincinnati Reds. So maybe there's some internal commotion, or maybe he just didn't see that the Guardians were moving forward in the proper direction.
Well, I mean, right there, though, they've been shut out 3 of their last 4 games. Ouch, dude. Like, ouchie.
That's not good.
We're on target to lose tonight to the Chicago Cubs. I know it's not a home game. It's in Chi-Town.
This weekend series with the Tigers is big.
We got a 7-game losing streak right now.
And like Doug mentioned, starting July 4th or maybe even Thursday. No, it'd probably be July 4th. So July 4th, July 5th, July 6th, this upcoming weekend. It's a home series against the Detroit Tigers. The Guardians, this is so important. I know there's 162 games in a season, and we're about 80, 84, 85 games in. So we're about halfway through. But this series coming up against the first place Detroit Tigers in the division in the American League is definitely important. We got to at least take 2, if not sweep the series. But the way the Tigers are playing. So will we see the Guardians come September, come playoff time? I want to say yes, but my heart is leaning more towards no. Just like we have Jose Ramirez. He's the third best, in AL, odds, third best odds to win the AL MVP. But Stephen Kwan, he's our leadoff hitter. He plays left field. Great guy, great player. But I just don't see us reaching the postseason.
I just don't feel like we're going to hit the postseason. I just feel like the Guardians, gun to my head, unless we have a Tigers miracle, we ain't making no postseason.
Right.
Yeah. Dude, that Kwan dude though, he was so frustrating to watch in that ALDS last year. What a player!
Yes, I gotta say, what a disappointment.
Yeah, he is great. Like he shows up, he can easily have a 3 or 4 hit game, but then there's other times he can have no hits. But
yes, no,
he's amazing.
Also, I will say, and this is always my complaint, we please call it Jacobs Field and not Progressive Field? As a kid, it was called Jacobs Field.
Well, yeah, absolutely. But, ownership, money, everything's involved in money this day and age.
I know, but still.
Yeah.
It is in my heart. It is like it's like if they changed Comerica Park, Douglas.
What if they changed Comerica Park?
Yeah, they changed it to a different name, and it's like, no, this is Comerica Park.
Yeah, no, it's fair. You get attached to a name. It's part of the city's identity for sure.
Yes, in my heart of hearts, it's always Jacobs Field.
Respect.
And speaking of teams I will not respect, the Boston Red Sox.
Well, the fact that they traded that Devers dude was kind of wild. Like, what a saga.
Yeah, I heard they didn't really get too much. Like, it was not an equal trade. Like, the Giants definitely won that trade, yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think he came right in and was cranking home runs. He decided to play first base for them. It's kind of like, you get broken up with, and then you see all the stuff she'll do for the next person. You're like, you could have done it the whole time. And he's just sitting there playing first base, playing defense, hitting home runs. You're like, wow.
So it's like you're going to your ex, you broke up with your ex, and then your ex is like doing super well. It's like, man.
Yeah, you see her just like out doing all the activities. You're like, dude, I wanted to go on a hike, and you guys are out here in Scottsdale hiking a mountain.
And you're doing like fun stuff now, and now it's like, oh.
Yeah, how unbelievable. How could this happen?
How could this happen? Well,
I mean, they let it happen with Mookie Betts too. It's like, I don't know what they're doing over there because like they're certainly acting like a small market team. It's pretty frustrating.
And it's so frustrating because, like I said, what the funny part is also the Red Sox are still they cannot get draft. If they still stink this year, they cannot get. No, I think they can go get a top draft pick because last year they couldn't do it because they stunk twice.
Word.
Yeah. But I feel like this is a good question. For all the teams, will the Red Sox make a postseason? Gun to your head, yes or no? No. I don't feel it. Their pitching is bad.
Yeah, no, there's better teams out there. I'd have to agree with you, John, saying no.
You say no, I say no. You know what I say?
Adios, Red Sox.
Adios, Red Sox. Can we still? Oh man, I can't even talk. You know what? I still always remember this when it was a Yankees fan and a Red Sox fan, and
want to know way.
Yeah, it was like a Red Sox. I still laugh at that when it was like the Red Sox fan, with his Boston accent. You're like, hey, Yankees fan, we won in. You won in 08. We won in 15. And I told you that. And he's like said it over and over again. He's like, man, you told me this like 500 times. And I'm going to tell you this 501 times. You won in 08. You won in 15.
Yeah.
Nice. Just like that.
Just like that.
Exact replica.
Exact replica.
Yeah.
Now we got to speak of the little brother in Los Angeles, the Anaheim.
Just make the playoffs for Mike Trout.
Yes. Can you make a postseason?
Like, just
this
do
man
it,
has
dude.
suffered. He has to see his former player Ohtani win a World Series.
Like how that's one of those teams too where it's like, dude, you have Ohtani, you have Trout in their prime. Shame on you. You even had Ohtani pitching too.
That was even the crazy part.
Missed opportunity.
I would say, gun to my head, the Angels will not make the playoffs this year. They're 2.5 games out of the wild card, but for some reason, I feel like they're gonna slump down.
They don't have that it, bro. They don't have that killer instinct.
Right.
They did sweep the Red Sox. Well, the Red Sox stink, but they did do well against the Yankees.
What do you mean? Well, they won 3 out of 4.
Yeah. I mean, Oakland they swept, but Oakland sucks. Oh, yeah, that's bad. You lost 3 games against the Orioles. Ugh.
Yeah, I mean, they're an up and down team,
It's like a stock price right now. It's like going up, down, up, down. That's how I feel like the Angels right there.
Well, I think Mike Trout probably got banged up somewhere along the line too.
Yeah. Can you believe that they're wasting that man's career? Mike Trout.
Well, I mean, it's a shame. He's kind of unfortunately he's out of his prime at this point, so it's kind of a shame.
Yeah, and I feel like he's going to go to Cooperstown and they're never giving him a ring.
Yeah, I mean, I would not put money on him winning a World Series at this point unless he leaves the Angels.
Come on, send him to L.A.
Yeah, send him to the Dodgers for a can of peanuts.
Send him to a real team and not this like.
I mean, it's kind of like Francisco Lindor. He doesn't have a World Series ring. He was with the Guardians or the Indians at the time, and then he went to the Mets. Mets, they're looking pretty good. I mean, they have Juan Soto, but yeah, it's just one of those players that you hope you don't waste their talent and their prime. But it's not looking good for Mr. Mike Trout.
It's not good indeed. And now look at that.
Oh, we're gonna get to the meat and the potatoes.
We're getting the meat and potatoes in this one. Look at this. And we're going good on time right now, gentlemen.
Honestly, I like the Mariners. I like them making the playoffs. Gun to my head. Come September, end of the season, I'd say yeah. They got the second guy or the guy who's in second place for the MVP odds for the AL in Cal Raleigh. Yeah, he knows how to hit dingers. I'm pretty sure he's leading the American League, if not the entire league. Well, probably not behind Ohtani. He's probably ahead of Ohtani. It's probably Judge and Cal Raleigh or vice versa. So yeah,
it's Raleigh. Yeah, then yeah.
And this guy's amazing. I don't know where he came from. I don't know. I mean, he probably was with them last year, but
I mean, he's 28 years old, so like it really doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah,
just kind of like a random huge year out of the blue.
Right.
I believe they still have Julio Rodriguez as well, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Do they have that combo, man? Like they're definitely going to be making a push.
Now, I will say this for the Seattle, because there's been the curse, the legacy of failure for the Seattle Seahawks, for the Seattle Mariners. Never won a World Series in their entire existence since the 60s.
Yeah.
They had Ichiro, for God's sakes. And they had
Ken Griffey Jr., didn't they?
Yes. They had
Alex Rodriguez.
And Ichiro, right?
And A-Rod.
Yes.
They won like 111 games or something and didn't win the World Series.
Yes.
I mean, they were stacked. They had Robinson Cano at one point.
I think Edgar Martinez. I think that's a name to toss around up there.
Then they had what was the King guy, King Hernandez. Like they had like that elite pitcher for a while, Felix Hernandez, I believe maybe. Yeah, he was absolutely unreal. Like won a few Cy Youngs. Like they've had players, they just haven't put it together.
They just haven't Edgar put it together. I'm still going to say this: Mariners are not going to win the World Series.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that they have what it takes to win the World Series. They'll make it to the first round. They might make it to the second round.
Yeah. I feel like they're like replacement level team that's going to make the postseason. If that's fair to say, right?
I mean, I'm not going to lie. If they were to play the Tigers in the series, I would have a little bit of a because I mean they're a team with star power, and like they could go on a run. I mean, I don't necessarily think that they will, but they're a team that I certainly wouldn't want to see in the playoffs.
Yeah. But I don't know. Maybe it's just the back of my head of just like failures. Failure. You had you had 110 seasons, 10 wins. Well,
I mean, eventually the Red Sox broke their curse. Eventually these teams break curses.
I mean, true. I mean,
the Lions are going to break the curse of Bobby Lane. It's going to be great.
I mean, the Astros broke their curse a few years ago. They never won a World Series until 2018. The Rangers won the World Series finally. The Cubs took them a century and 8 years to like win a World Series.
You know, it happens too. It's good stuff.
Yes, it is good stuff indeed. And now look at that. We got 5 more games where we're going to talk about other teams. We're going to talk about some Blue Jays. The successful.
I didn't realize how strong the AL East was, gentlemen. Holy guacamole.
Yeah, it's honestly just the Blue Jays and the Yankees.
Because what is it, 7 teams or 6 teams that make the playoffs?
The Yankees too. The Tampa Bay Rays are there ahead of us.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. I always forget about.
You have 3 of the 4 teams in the playoffs, and you have the Red Sox lurching.
Yeah, I was gonna say 4 of the 5 teams in the East could make the playoffs. Is it 7 teams that make the playoffs or 6?
I think it's 6.
Yeah, it's 6. I think they only do 6.
Or do they do a play-in game or something? Or is that what am I thinking of?
That's what I can't really remember. Too casual.
I think they do one play-in game for like the wild card.
Yeah, I think for like the last wild card or something.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I think you guys are right.
So it's technically 7, but one team like loses in the first game or something.
Yeah, it's like a one and done game, if I remember correctly, right?
I think so. That sounds accurate.
Yeah.
I mean, we're casual though, so what do we know?
I mean, granted, I mean, are you telling us that we're not professionals?
Not yet, Stu. We're getting there. Every day we try to get better.
Hey, we went from super mediocre to semi-mediocre.
Heck yeah, man. And tomorrow will be still kind of mediocre.
Yes. We're like the my goodness, we're like the Anaheim Angels.
So
Yes,
I'm looking up. I don't
breakout.
think there is a play-in game anymore. Yeah, it's just 6 seeds. The top three division winners, and then top 3 the next best records for the wild card.
I'm not mad at that. I like the 5-game series to start 2 and building up to 7.
Yeah.
Now, I guess you will say, will the Blue Jays? It's been since '93, if I remember correctly, they won a World Series.
Blue Jays are a team that I'm scared that they might. I mean, they might slip out of the. I mean, I know they have a 2.5 game lead for all wild card, but they're a team that might slip out. I don't know. I just have that feeling.
Yeah. I feel like they overpaid Vlad Guerrero. Maybe I don't know.
They do also have Bo Bichette though, which is clutch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They got a nice team. I mean,
they did do well against the Guardians. They did do well against the Red Sox. They're looking. I mean, they did lose 2 games against the White Sox, so that's a little bit bad. But hey, that's everything. And then they did lose 3 games against the Phillies.
Yeah, I mean, they're a solid team. I mean, obviously the record 9 games above 500 is pretty hard to do.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know much about them other than they have 2 kind of elite players, and I don't know. I mean, I think teams with 2 superstars too. Like I like their chances to make a run, like them in Seattle with 2 dudes cranking it, and that's kind of why I like the Tigers. They have like a lot of all-stars that are hitting, like these teams that have just like a little bit extra star power.
Mm-hmm.
You got it. Like you have the Yankees, you have Stanton, you have Judge, you have like I don't know who else they really have though. Do they still have like Anthony Rizzo? Like who's on that team?
Mm-hmm.
Like I know everybody knows Judge and like he's putting up an historic number, but
yeah,
you got Vlad, you got Bo Bichette, and you gotta like your chances.
You gotta like your chances indeed, and maybe the Blue Jays could definitely maybe make a World Series.
No.
I mean, not likely, but they definitely could.
Yeah. So maybe just unfortunately Canada, your Blue Jays are hopefully have no Blues in the postseason.
Ooh, only a +4 run differential though. Yeah, I don't like that stat. I like that you showed that. Because, I mean, that's more a team. I mean, you look at teams like the Texas Rangers, and they're +12. And so it's like there might be some regression, like Chris was saying. Like if they're barely scoring more runs, but they're that far ahead of 500.
Yeah, I mean, look at the.
Unless you're talking about the Guardians. Low.
Yeah. I mean, look at the Devil Rays and the Red Sox in the same division. They're at least +17. So, yeah, great point, yeah.
But now we got to talk about the Tampa Bay Rays, who I always feel like is like a great sports team, but I feel like they still struggle trying to get fans.
Well, I mean,
I'm not even sure who's on the Devil Rays, but I mean,
they're sitting there in a minor league ballpark right now, which is wild.
What is that not in Sacramento?
No, it's in Florida still.
Okay. Yeah, but I think
that's Steinbrenner Field. I believe it is. I believe it's the home of the Yankees for spring training, Steinbrenner Field. So it might have been the stadium Stu went to.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So they got the little green monster right there.
Oh no, not the Red Sox one, the Yankees one. So you might not.
Oh,
it might not be the same one.
I went to the. No, unfortunately, I went to the green little monster field in the Red Sox. So.
Oh, nice. No, yeah, this one's called Steinbrenner Field, and it's the Tigers played a series there against the Rays too, and they were kind of comparing it to Coors Field, where it's a very hitter-friendly park, so it's kind of fun, like high-scoring games. Makes sense looking at some of these ones like 10-8 and 7-5, 8-4, 9-0. Like they're a team that scores runs, man. I mean, they beat the Tigers 14-8. Like they crushed the Tigers 2 games too. Another scary team.
Yes. Just as scary as these chatbots trying to talk about going to Tampa Bay games.
I went to a Tampa Bay game as a kid. I got 8 baseballs. So sweet.
Yeah.
Nice.
There's nobody there. It was just empty, and me and my sister just run through the stadium just getting them.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and it's so crazy because, like I said, I think I remember a couple years ago, even with the attendance, they were like 20th in the league. Funny enough.
Yeah.
And this is a team that makes the postseason. This ain't like, okay, if it was like the White Sox, that was.
Well, I mean, if you were in Tampa Bay in the summer, would you want to be out on that beautiful like Bay Area vibing or sitting at a baseball game? Like, I don't know.
Vibing out on the bay. Not. I'd rather be on the water, near the water, next to the water, than inside watching America's pastime.
Yeah, I mean, Tampa's such a fun. I feel like it's such a fun summer town. There's so much to do in Florida this time of year.
Yeah, and I will say I think the heat probably does like hurt because, like I said, in Florida, because I have parents that used to live in Florida. Their summertime is like our winter, if that kind of makes sense. Where there's like, yes, but it's like so hot, like people want to stay indoors as much.
I mean, somebody that lived in Phoenix for a few years, I get it. You don't want to step outside. I made the mistake of trying to walk to the store last time I was in Arizona, and it was like 117.
Ooh.
It was like a 1.5 mile walk, and I was like, nope. I made it, but I thought I was going to die, and I had to buy a giant thing of water to chug.
Yeah,
terrible experience.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Like it's like when it's the summertime, it's like it's their winters. You know what I mean? It's not fun to go and just that heat, that summer heat.
Mm-hmm.
Now, will the Rays win a World Series or make it to the World Series? Yes or no?
They certainly could.
I'm going to say they're not going to make it to the World Series. They're not going to win it, but I think they'll make it to the American League semifinals, if that's what it's called. I can see the Rays doing that. Rays playing the Yankees, Yankees beating them, or Rays playing the Tigers.
Again, their little brother lose to their big brother, Yankees?
Oh, they're playing at Steinbrenner Field. How fun would that be, bro, to see the Yankees go to Steinbrenner Field?
Yeah.
They're like 2 home fields.
Home field advantage, baby.
Yeah. Literal the most dominant home field advantage one could imagine outside of a bubble and COVID.
Yes, outside the bubble and COVID. And now look at that. We got the wild cards down, and now we got 3 teams that are in the leaderboard right now, in the lead. And we got to talk about the most beloved team of all America. And beloved, I mean everyone hates, unless you're from New York City.
Are they the Dallas Cowboys of baseball?
They're also the Los Angeles Lakers of baseball.
Oh.
How dare you? Don't. People love America's team, the Cowboys.
When's this? It's been since 2008 that they won a World Series.
Yeah.
How embarrassing.
And I will say, like last time we talked about it, they were looking so good. They made it to the World Series, and then it was the worst World Series because I think it was like Game 5, and they lost like the first 3 games.
Man, that first game set the tone. I think if they would have won that one, but Freddie Freeman walk-off grand slam, like that was a legendary moment though. But probably the one that immediately sunk the Yankees.
Yeah, it's like one game that's basically like, yep, I know this team ain't winning no World Series.
You know, you thought for a second that they were going to take Game 1 in Los Angeles, but you know, Freddie Freeman said, "Hey, this is why I'm one of the best players in baseball. Get out of here."
Yep, this is why I pitched you. Bam, out.
I mean, I will say I hope that this is like the NBA this year, where we get some smaller market teams in the postseason. We don't need another Yankees, Dodgers. We saw it. We've been there. Let's get some other fresh blood in here.
And it was honestly probably the worst baseball series in like 25 years. Wouldn't you agree?
If we're doing small markets,
I watched the Tigers get swept, bro. Like, no.
Okay. The worst baseball season since 2011.
Most boring?
Yes.
Well, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of fun. Like, I mean, I paid attention to it, so like, I didn't pay a lot of attention to it when
that one, was bad, the Tigers and the Blue Jays, but it was like everyone expected the Tigers to do it, and it's just like, what?
Exactly.
I think everybody picked the Tigers to win the World Series that year.
That would have been cool.
That would have been cool. But the Blue Jays said, nope, I'm going to sweep you out. I'm going to get my broomstick. I'm ready to sweep you out.
It was hard to watch, dude. No doubt about that.
Between the top 3 teams or amongst the top 3 teams in the ALCS or the AL, you got the Yankees, you got the Astros, you got the Tigers. I'm picking the Yankees and the Tigers to meet in the American League Championship Series.
I'm not going to lie. I probably would pick the same team. And I feel like,
I'll knock on wood. I don't want to jinx anyone especially now the city of Detroit. But I just like the way Detroit's playing ball. Yankees, they have a powerhouse. Like, man, Yankees are looking good.
I will say this, Douglas. Would you go and watch the AL championship if it is Yankees versus Tigers?
I mean, if I can afford it, me, Jake, and Cal went to that Cleveland one last year. That was a fun experience. And so, I mean, if it's like mildly affordable, I think so. Like baseball, I think I'd be more likely to go to than the Lions. So I'm not shelling out that kind of money.
Right.
But, I mean, if it was, whatever, reasonably priced, and it was that iconic of a moment.
And then you can bring your kiddos. That'd be fun.
Well, I mean, I don't think they would appreciate it for how big of a moment it is. I mean, maybe I would. Maybe I'll change my mind. I'm not going to speak on that.
I'm just saying. I think your nephew would have so much fun going to watch.
We're going to test run a baseball game against Cleveland here soon. We'll see how into it we get. We're going to take our mitts. We're going to kind of do the full experience. Yeah. So if we're super into it, we might be a go.
Oh, I would do some suggestions. Would you get a coney dog before the baseball game?
Yes. Well, Doug, would you guys get coney dogs?
I don't know about on the first experience because we've talked about going to Mom's Spaghetti.
Okay,
let's go.
I heard the place is not the best. That's what I heard. I heard some mixed reviews.
The kids kind of enjoy M&M, so we figured let's enjoy some M&M. We'll go eat at M&M's restaurant. We'll listen to the song on the way to the restaurant.
Yeah, sure. Let the kids have their moment. Let me.
All right.
I'll say, Stu, like they don't care about chili. They want Mom's spaghetti.
That's right.
I'm just saying.
But they will, Stu. They will absolutely have a chili dog here soon, but maybe not on the way to a Tigers game. Like it might be a local Coney Island or something.
Hey, and you know what? Maybe one of these days.
The problem is Andrew doesn't like Coney Islands that much, so like I don't know if they actually will experience that. If I'm being honest.
Dude, Skyline chili dogs are the best.
It is the best. I will say hot take. Where I live in the Ann Arbor area, not a lot of great Coney dogs.
Said not a lot.
There's not a lot of great Coney dogs.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of got to go downtown to really get the true experience.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. We do not have any good Coneys. I'm sorry. I feel like we get Buddies, which is a great pizza place chain, but like.
Yeah.
What does pizza have to do with Coney Island hot dogs?
I'm just saying. Oh,
I mean, it is kind of weird that Detroit's known for their Coneys because like it really doesn't make a lot of sense. But like for whatever reason, man, they just caught on.
They just caught on indeed. So you're thinking Yankees, yay or nay? World Series. Are they coming back again?
I'm saying yay for the Yankees. Yay.
I mean, I'm gonna say nay. Like I'm gonna be a true Tigers fan.
All right.
I hate the Yankees at a similar level to which I hate the Dallas Cowboys. If that tells you.
How dare you?
I just feel like the Yankees just have too much star power. Their pitching is well rounded. It's like the Yankees. Oh, obviously the Dodgers have a great team, but it's the Yankees. It's their American League pennant to lose, in my opinion. I know that the Tigers are looking amazing. Screwball, Riley Green, Javier Baez.
All right, here's where I'm gonna go on my. Here's my thought, okay? Do you know why Detroit wins? We show that grit and the true American spirit outworks just overspending.
The heart of America.
We're gonna grit our way to a World Series this year. We're gonna grit out Ohtani. We're gonna hit his little 101 mile an hour pitch. Riley Green's gonna say, "Take that to Little Caesars, man. Pizza time, baby."
But I will say, if they do make the World Series and lose it again, I will tell you this:
they have a little cutout where you can hit it into like the pizza man's hands, and like they show it at the game, like I think it's in right field and in left field. There's like Little Caesars areas, and it's literally a picture of the Little Caesars man, and you can hit it into like his hands. It's pretty cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
I will say this, Douglas: it would be okay for the meme economy. It would be kind of hilarious for the Yankees to make a World Series and choke it again, and then we make fun of Aaron Judge.
Stu.
I'm just saying.
I respect your opinion, Stu. So
I want to help the meme economy right now. The meme economy will be recession proof in this.
See, here's the thing, Stu. Though the thing that I don't want restored, the thing I don't want brought back, is the Yankees thinking that they're superior. That is the thing that I don't want to come back. I don't want to see those obnoxious Yankee fans booing all these other cities. Like let's get some random teams in there. Let's get a Detroit run and then a Cleveland run.
It's like how you feel probably about the Lakers, and when the Lakers are just not making the postseason and we're choking the last couple years, it's like, man, you're the most insufferable fan base. You have never had to suffer.
Well, that's the thing. That's why I respect a team like the Thunder, like in basketball, because like they built it the right way. They built it through the draft and trades. They didn't just go buy a bunch of players. Like they did it, like just built a beautiful core. And that's what was fun about Houston to me, and that's what's fun about Detroit is like you kind of wait until your moment comes, you build up your farm system. Whereas like the Yankees, I mean, granted, Judge homegrown product, they've done it a little bit more, but it's so frustrating to watch teams just like the Dodgers.
The Dodgers did buy themselves the World Series. It's like your name tree once said the Dodgers spend more money than the Caribbean islands GDP. Let's be honest.
Like literally, I mean, and I would like to see them maybe consider a salary cap at some point. And like I know that's a big hot topic in MLB, but it is a little bit frustrating to watch like how many truly like great players, like you could literally have an entire all-star team that would just be made up of the Dodgers. Like it's insane how deep they are and good at every position, you know?
Yes. So you say nay, no World Series for the Yankees. Christopher says yay.
I think they'll make it to the World Series.
Yes.
I don't know about winning, but
everything I've seen, like they still technically have the best roster in the league. I think Stuart just left the video.
Oh, Stu!
Did his computer die or something?
I hope not. I mean, it should be plugged in, you know.
Well, should we wrap this up for him? Like, we talk about the Yankees.
Stuart.
That was all right.
No, I had a technical difficulty, dumb me, booted myself out.
Classic. I'm glad you could rejoin. That would have been a shame.
Yeah, luckily I can rejoin and all that stuff. So I mean, I control everything.
Man, see, I can't believe we're talking about the Astros second to last. Like it felt like they were starting off slow, and here we are.
Yes, it is crazy.
The Astros, no matter how bad they started the season, I won't say they had a bad start, but they definitely were not in first place in the AL West. They always find a way and come back, and they're probably going to win the AL West and clinch a playoff spot for sure.
Yeah, another team that's been very much, won a World Series a couple years ago. I think 3 years ago. 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah,
it was 2023, right? Yeah, they won in 2018 with the trash cans.
Mm-hmm.
We should have brought some trash cans right there for the Astros. Be like dun 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 dun. But I'm still trying to think. Verlander's still in, I believe, with the Astros. I know he's not been pitching as great.
I don't think he is.
No, he's with
the Giants, I think.
Oh my God! But they're still good even without Verlander.
Well, I mean, Verlander, his career is kind of like I was a little bit bummed when we didn't sign him because I thought he was going to come back to Detroit. But like, I do think, I don't think he's doing much for the Giants. I think we made the right move, unfortunately, but it would have been fun to see.
Yeah. But what do you think? This is I think this was an interesting 3 because it's like 2 teams that we know. We're not shocked that the Astros are in the lead.
I mean, the way that I feel about them is like kind of how I felt during the NFL season about the Vikings at the end, where it's like, it sucks that there's like kind of a clear top 2 to most people. Like it's like Eagles, Lions, and the Vikings, while still there with a similar record, just didn't feel like a real threat. But like, granted, this team could make a real run though, but they kind of feel like the third wheel almost.
You think they're gonna? Do you think there might be a one and done in the postseason? Like make a playoff and get out in Game 5.
It's possible. I mean, last year the Tigers took them out in the first round, which was fun, but I would not want them to play the Tigers again. I mean, I think they could beat anybody in baseball. That's for sure. I mean, they're definitely an elite team. They always seem to find their way.
And look at that. They're doing well. They swept against the Phillies. They beat Chicago. They done really well.
I mean, they're winning series or splitting series every single time. Sweep of the Twins, winning 2 out of 3 in the White Sox, winning 2 out of 3 from Cleveland. Like there isn't a single series there that they lost.
And let's be honest, when they're winning these games, it's not like it's close games. Like 10-2, 4-3 still. But like 10-3,
3-2, 2-1, but then 13-3, 11-4.
Yeah, they're at least winning decisive games, so I'll give them credit for that one.
I mean, they're 100% a real threat, and they just know how to do it. As long as they have what is his name? Their shorts or what? I can't even think of Jose
Altuve.
Jose Altuve. Yeah.
Heck yeah, dude! What a stud.
5'8", 5'7".
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think they could be a sleeper, interesting one. I think they're definitely one of those sleeper teams. It's just like I kind of do agree, Douglas, where it's like,
you don't
think they're a threat, but they could be a trap team in the postseason.
Oh, I mean, that'd be a heck of a series for most teams.
Because if the playoff starts today, they'd be the 2 seed, and they would play the winner of the Yankees versus Mariners.
Those would be fun series. That'd be a good way for it to wrap up.
But I mean, wouldn't I don't think the Yankees or the Mariners would like to play against Houston.
Oh heavens, no! Especially if the Houston has like the higher seed too and gets
Houston would be the home team at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we saved the best for last, Douglas.
That's a good way to do it. And thankfully, the Tigers are that team this year.
Yes. How does it feel? Last year, it was the Guardians.
The Guardians were nice.
The Guardians were doing amazing. It was like crazy.
I mean, I will say it has been fun to see both Cleveland and Detroit getting some more wins, making some nice teams, both getting a WNBA franchise here in the next 4 or 5 years.
Oh, yeah.
We're winning up here in the Midwest right now. It's good stuff.
I mean, I will say that they've been doing really well. They beat the Pirates. Well, I mean, the Pirates are just trash. So, but that's next week. But Douglas, this is your team. How do you feel about your Tigers right now?
So, I mean, here's the hater version first. I've been a little bit frustrated this month because it feels like we just can't quite get hot. It's like literally, I think it's been win, lose, like pretty consistently, or drop 2, win 1. But we only lost 1 series though. That's the crazy thing. Like it feels like we've been doing worse, but like that series to the Reds there kind of stung because like we got blown out. Like I think I tried to watch a couple of those games and it was like 4-0 in the first inning and it wasn't even watchable. I was bummed that we didn't get a Skeens versus Skubal game there on the doubleheader on the 19th as well.
Right.
I think that was a real bad missed opportunity. Like they're pitching on the same day. Just put it together, man. Like let's see the 2 Cy Young favorites. Like that's what the fans want to see. Let's get it done.
Oh, yes.
I mean, it was nice that they won the last 2, and then they've gotten 2 days off, which is really nice. I think
sorry to interrupt you, Doug. Did Skeens pitch on the earlier game?
No, I think Skubal went in the win, and then
okay, because I was saying then that means Skeens got a win for the Pirates, Skubal got a win for the Tigers.
Yeah,
it'd be crazy if it was the opposite. Like, there's no way that happened.
Right.
It is crazy. It is crazy to think like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, Tigers were garbage. They were awful. Probably bottom 5 worst teams in the MLB. And now, look how it's changed.
Well, I mean, and that's what's fun about all the Detroit teams right now is we're all in the same spot where it's like the Pistons finally got through a little bit of a curve and they're young. The Red Wings are right on the cusp. Hopefully they take the jump. The Tigers just did it. The Lions got a bunch of draft picks from trading Stafford, and then they were able to make a jump. So it's like it's nice to see that Detroit's building this way because it means that we should have a little bit of time of like hopefully better teams. Because I really like the way
Detroit's turning into America's city.
I hope that it does because like it has a lot of potential right now. Like the Tigers, they're young, man. Like they're young, they're good. Why are you staring at me like this, Stu?
How dare you, Christopher?
No, he was because I said Detroit's turning into America's city, America's team.
How dare you?
Unlike the Cowboys, that half of America doesn't even care about the Cowboys too.
How dare you right now? You know.
Back to the city of Detroit with the Tigers.
Back to the Tigers. I mean,
the Tigers are fun. Like they've been on like Sunday Night Baseball. They've been in big moments. Like Skubal is probably the best pitcher in baseball. I mean, Skeens might have something to say about that, but like,
and then
13 strikeouts, 1 hit over 7 innings the other day. Like, and I mean, the Tigers. The nice thing about us too is like we don't hit a lot of home runs. Like they're just a really consistent team. It's like they have like a bunch of dudes that just like mid-level power, like 10 to 17, 20, like 18 home runs. Like we don't have the 30 home run hitter, like at least at this point. We don't have an Aaron Judge. We don't have like any of those elite players. We just have so many super solid dudes and one elite pitcher.
And it's kind of crazy. Even your like batting, like what was it? I forgot the name of the player, but it's been like this best for like for hitting home runs since 2016. It's been almost a decade.
Yeah. That was probably Javi Baez.
Yeah, Javi Baez. Yeah, Javi Baez. People thought his career was done, and now he's just like picking dingers.
Yeah, so he's turned it around, and like a few of the draft picks are finally developing too. Like Spencer Torkelson, we thought he might be a bust, former number 1 overall pick. He's starting to get it going. I think he has like 15-ish home runs. Riley Green started to crank some home runs. And they have Kerry Carpenter. Like they have a lot of dudes that are just like solid threats. Like they're not like, you don't fear them like you fear an Aaron Judge, but the lineup is just solid top to bottom. Like their second baseman is all-star caliber, and he's probably going to be the second baseman for the all-star game. And he doesn't hit a ton of home runs, but he has like 8 or 10 home runs, and he just kind of I think he has walked more times than he's struck out, and he is like towards the end of the order. Like they're just a solid team that like doesn't have a necessary weakness, but we also don't have like that elite MVP player. So that's a little bit of a concern.
Yeah. So I will always ask this, gun to your head. Christopher, you do not believe the Tigers are making the World Series this year?
Not the World Series, but they'll make the ALCS against the Yankees. Like Doug painted a perfect picture. They don't have the elite names, but I like that they have the people that are coming together. Like I said, Spencer Torkelson, Riley Green, both great hitters. Riley Green's been showing up. Obviously, they have the best pitcher in baseball right now. So yeah, I think the Tigers should and could make a deep run in the playoffs. I just think that the stone wall of the New York Yankees and their pinstripes might stop them. But hey, it's baseball. You never know what's going to happen.
Here's my thought. We just had a team in the NBA, a very young team, that went from one of the worst in the league to a championship in about a 4-year time. They won 21 games, 24 games, like 40-something games. Boom, 68 championship. Last year, the Tigers, or 4 years ago, missed playoffs, get into the playoffs, solid team, make a run. Boom, best record, World Series champ.
Ooh, dynasty talk. Let's go.
Are you
a bunch of young players that are just going to get it done.
Oh my God. And I will ask this, Douglas. You're a Tigers fan. You've never seen in your lifetime the
gun to your head
win a World Series in your lifetime.
I have not. I've had a lot of real close ones, man. Like there were some special moments, like the 06 one, like where Maglio Ordonez hits that walk-off home run will probably be the greatest Tigers moment of all time. But they didn't win the series that year either.
And I will always ask this, Douglas. If the Tigers win a World Series, are you shedding a tear?
Ah, man, that's a hard one. Like I maybe. It depends on who I'm watching it with. Huh?
So it depends on who you're with.
I mean, that exactly. Like it really depends on like the situation. Like, you know, if it was just like more of a casual thing, like it's kind of going to be in football season and like it's, you know, but like if we get all the boys together or something, or I'm watching with my dad or whatever the situation is, then
all right,
it'll be pretty cool though either way.
Okay, with your pops right there watching the World Series. It's like Tigers are now 2025 world champions.
Yeah. I mean, I would have to say yes in that moment, Stu, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, like not to get kind of morbid, but parents getting older, you know, you just kind of appreciate these moments more. And so I feel like it'd be a special one for sure.
I mean, look at the Red Sox fans. It's like, you know, when they won the World Series in 2004, that was like the greatest moment because it's like, man, their dads never saw a World Series. Their grandparents, like people literally became kids, older men, and died in a rightful age in 70s and never saw the Red Sox do anything.
Well, my parents got married in 1982. So they've been married for 43 years. And the entire time they've been married, they've seen one World Series.
Yeah.
You know, it's like right after they got married. And like so it's been over 40 years, man. I mean, that's a lifetime.
That's a lifetime indeed. And now, do we have any final thoughts on this American League division?
Oh, man.
It's going to be a good battle till the end. I mean, whether you're fighting for the wild card or you're fighting for the division. Well, I mean, division winners, they might be clear. Well, not clear yet, but for the AL Central Tigers, they should have it wrapped up 11.5 games above for in first place.
Yeah.
Go Yankees, go Tigers. I want to see them in the ALCS.
Woohoo!
Yeah. I mean, I'm excited, man. And like Chris, and there's a lot of real good teams too. Like the playoffs will be a ton of fun because you just look at how deep this AL truly is right now, and like the Mariners have two like elite players, the Blue Jays have two elite players, the Rays are amazingly built. It's like it's kind of fun to look all the way around at all these elite teams and some of the fun young players.
Yes, indeed. And now that is it for this podcast for this week. I can't even believe it. We got under 1 hour and 20 minutes. Next week, we're going to talk about the national divisions. We're going to talk about Ohtani. We will definitely talk about the choke job of the Colorado Rockies. That is
Paul Skeens.
Oh my God, Paul Skeens.
The greatest pitcher in the NL right now with on one of the worst teams.
Yeah.
What a shame.
What a shame. They're wasting that man's career.
I mean, hey, like we talked about earlier today, Mike Trout, all the other players, Francisco Lindor moving to better teams to hopefully win it. So Paul Skeens, maybe he'll be out, but we'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it indeed. And as always, I'm going to catch you later, Mr. Gator. So as always, take care. Bye-bye.